Hey, it's been a while. Welcome to my hovel. I'm wearing my awesome shirt today, and I just graduated, so I haven't had like a moment to myself in a long time. So I live with three other people, so the four of us together, like I never have time alone. So I've got some extras, so why not share it with all of you guys of anonymity and mysterious ninjaness. I don't know, don't listen to me, I'm babbly. Always babbly. So I made a video, like a coming out video pretty much. I think it was last September. It seems like a lifetime ago, but it was really important that I did that, like, at the time, because it was, like, something I really needed to do. I've got really conservative, kind of slightly crazy relatives, and so I really needed to get that out in the open, mostly just to prove that I could, because I try and tell myself I'm brave and shit, but sometimes I'm scared, and I was just sick of feeling like I was scared, so I just kind of had to do it. So anyway, so I wanted to do a follow-up video on, like, the fallout of that. You know, I guess if people are interested, if people care. Um, so, like, I came out, and I did it over Facebook. I saw a friend do it, and so I was like, ah, cool, I'll do it over Facebook so I could kind of track what people had to think about it. And, you know, really predictably, none of my extended family responded to it. They weren't negative. They weren't positive either. They just, you know, and I know I alerted all of them to it because, whatever. Maybe that's not the best way to come out, but the context for it was, like, there were all sorts of rumors already under the surface, lies being spread about me, and it was just, like, it was one of those bad situations where it's, like, um, it's already, like, damage control is too late. It's too late to do total damage control, but at least I want the ability to speak and have my own voice heard, so it was a cool thing to do, but, my relatives, they didn't take it totally the best, but they could have been much worse. I know that if I were still living at home when that video came out, that my mom would have forced me into counseling, and that's one reason why it's good that I'm on my own. Haha. But some of my other relatives were very they basically they were really worried. Actually, they were talking to my grandma, and my extended family were basically like, we don't want her talking about that. Yeah, what if the children hear about it? Yeah. And they don't want me near their kids, I guess, because I'm going to spread my asexual propaganda into the minds of the children, and I'm going to sway them over to the dark side of whatever it is. I don't know. Um, I'm starting to really realize, like, the whole gay lifestyle as sort of a phrase is ridiculous. But, anyway. So, the fallout could have been much worse. It could have been better. I personally was wanting, and I knew it wouldn't happen, but I was personally wanting the people closest to me who supposedly are supposed to care for you unconditionally, I was wanting them to step up, and none of them did. My mom still doesn't accept anything. My dad, he managed to actually tell me that he was jealous of me. You know, you've got so much time. So much time on your hands to do this or that and not have to worry about sex. And I'm just like, whatever. Whatever you tell yourself. Whatever. Go on, blah, blah. And they saw the asexual documentary, which is bleh. That wasn't good. That actually did more harm than good in the case of my own family. But I was focused on ace stuff pretty heavily, I think about a year ago, and kind of stepped back and got more into the art side of things, made video games, focused on graduation and stuff like that. I started a local ace group a while ago called, what was it, A Sexy Utah Cuddle Sluts, SLUT, Salt Lake, Utah, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was a beautiful title, but I had to kind of let it go because I have gotten so busy, and no one stepped up to the plate. It's kind of sad, but whatever. Yeah, so, I mean, asexy times. I'm still, like, the same person I always was. I just kind of know more about myself and what makes me tick, and, you know, I'll be able to process some things. One thing I'm very glad about, though, in that coming out video, I mentioned that there was a possibility of me dating chicks. I was not at the point where I could say that I was homo-romantic, and considering the fact, or largely homo-romantic, I guess you'd say homo-inclined. I don't know. It's weird. I still don't understand myself completely. I am an enigma. No. Um, but yeah, so I'm considering my family. They're just not. They're not worth it. They're not worth the time. They're not worth the energy. Um, I don't really need to. I'm at the point where I can thankfully say that I do not need to feel justified by their approval. And that's been a definite long process. It still hurts to hear them talk to their kids. Like, "Now, don't block her on Facebook because she's not going to talk about good things, and be careful about what you talk to her about." It's just, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to focus on all of that because you can't change it. And the thing is, they live in their own little bubble, and it makes them comfortable. And their bubble is fragile. It's a fragile, delicate thing. And anything that threatens their singular view of reality, they see as a threat. Which I find it paradoxical because they believe their view of the world, especially with heteronormativity and their religious stuff especially, like they view it as being a bastion of like strength in their lives, but if they really could take a step out of themselves and look at all the ways that they have to push everyone else away and artificially bolster themselves up in order to support that ideology, like it would be really eye-opening. That's one reason why I'm glad I stepped away from Mormonism, is because I was able to see that. And well, not all the reason why I'm not going back, not by a long shot, but it's a big reason. The big reason is because anything that's that fragile, I don't know, it's not what it claims to be. But yeah, so life is good. Graduated. I really want to get the hell out of the state, but I've got to take it a step at a time. I'm graduating and I'm realizing that like I've been living on $200 a month for rent, which is really freaking cheap, and I need to basically, my roommates are leaving all at once. And I have two choices that I see, and this is my limited view of reality. I'm sure there are more choices, but these are the ones that I'm aware of. Is I can either move home with my parents and be reintroduced to that freaking abusive environment, which I don't plan on doing, or I can really kind of buckle down and try and earn enough money to get my feet under myself, because I don't even own a mattress. As soon as my roommates leave, it's gonna be beautiful. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my dream of being a hobo, almost. Like, sleeping on the floor. Basically, I got this computer, a bike, and a sleeping bag. And that's most of the stuff that I own. So, it's going to be simple, but all with the intent that if I keep living simply and find ways to earn money, that perhaps I could kind of pull myself out of here. Because it's kind of hard to fathom even moving across town, let alone out of state. But that's really what I want to do. I would love to do that. So we'll work toward that. It'll be cool. My big goal a year from now is to be able to put my bike on the back of a car and drive it to an exotic place and go mountain biking and have adventures. And maybe mud. There may be mud. Mountain biking, it's dirty business. Yeah, and Charlie butt digging and all that other fun stuff. But yeah. Anyway, and I think there's only one last thing that I'd say. Oh god, this video's long. Sorry, long updates, and I talk a lot, and I play with my obsidian while I talk. Oh my god. But like basically, I've admitted to well, I think I may have mentioned this earlier in another video. It's been a long time, but I consider myself an atheist at this point. I really like listening to debates on theism because I still am fascinated by religion. It's just from a different perspective now. But it's really interesting. My mom knows that I'm not religious, and it's like I'm the same person, and I just happen to have a different perspective, and I'm not poo-pooing on anyone's belief, really, but it's like the moment they find out that you're not religious, it's like, uh-oh, don't let your kids near her, don't let your kids near her, she's gonna corrupt you, oh my god. My brother, he's a missionary right now, and he's looking to go to the same university that I just went to, and so, like, he could totally room with me, and it'd be cool. It's a great location, cheap rent. There's a church down the street because he was still into the church stuff. And, like, that would be cool when my mom is, like, spreading lies about, he's like, she reads anti, and she's of the devil now, and blah, 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 blah. So, like, my mom is, like, going behind my back, poisoning my relationships with my siblings, which is retarded. Ugh. Oh, God, I want to get out of here. Okay, I need to figure out a way to make more friends. And the power of friendship, somehow it will teleport me out of this place. And I'll be a freelance illustrator, game designer, and I don't know, man. I don't really know what's going to happen in my future. I'm going through the whole what do you do with yourself after college. Love to freelance and travel a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I babbled enough, but life is good. And yeah, whatever. I never know how to finish these. So whatever. Obsidian.